Monster Jam, World Final Zero, Super Bowl Motor Madness. Call it whatever you want to call it, folks. Either way, we are at an iconic venue here in St. Louis, Missouri, and we got 16 monster trucks and drivers. Some that were here the last time, some that are new to this venue. Either way, it's going to be some intense action. Let's introduce the trucks and the drivers first. Coming out first, please welcome David Morris in the Equalizer. Next truck out. He's going way back in time with this one. On a Wheelman chassis this time though. Please welcome Tom Mintz in Bulldozer. Next truck out. The truck and driver that won this event the last time. The legendary Dodge, please welcome Brian Womack in Barefoot. Next truck out, a great driver with a great looking Dodge looking to redeem himself after breaking a wheel off in the first round the last time he was here. Please welcome Scott Stevens and King Crunch. Next truck out. A legendary truck and driver that done very solid here last time out. Please welcome Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher. Next truck out, going back to one of his oldest pieces to throw back to this event. Mr. Excitement, Jim Kohler in Avenger. Next truck out. The legendary truck and driver that sealed the points series the last time here, although he did not win the racing title. One of the most recognizable monster trucks in the world. Please welcome Dennis Sanderson and Gravedigger. Next truck out, a great looking Ford. And a great driver switching over from Sting to fill in tonight. Please welcome Sky Hartley and the Little Tiger. Next truck out, a legendary truck and driver. The Mega Power Ford, cocked, locked, and ready to rock. Please welcome Scott Hartsock and Gunslinger. Next truck out, an iconic driver in a great looking 41 wheelies. Please welcome Pablo Huffaker and Blacksmith. Next truck out, a great looking Chevrolet, Marvel Comics superhero. Please welcome Brian Barthel and Wolverine. Next truck out, a truck and driver that has been very successful lately. Looking to redeem himself from here, though. The last time he was here, he had some mechanical problems. Please welcome Mark Hall in the Executioner. Next truck out, a legendary driver Thunder Nationals champion with the NGK Sparkplugs flag on the back. Please welcome Michael Waters in Black Stallion with his signature reverse. Next truck out. A great looking machine that has been around for a long time and a great driver behind the wheel. Please welcome Kathy Winston in Inferno. Coming out next, a legendary performer both in the world of wrestling and Monster Jam. Please welcome Medusa. And last but not least, a truck that is very popular with the fans no matter where he goes, begging for bones. Please welcome Bobby Z in the Monster Mutt. Alright, round one, David Morrison the Equalizer and Scott Hartsock and Gunslinger. If you remember the 99 season, you remember this iconic course. Here they come around. We got a good race. It looks like Scott Hartsock and Gunslinger has a slight lead over the Equalizer. Coming to the final turn, they both go a little wide. And it's gonna be Scott Hartsock. Gunslinger gets the win in the first race. Up next, Tom Manson, Bulldozer, and Pablo Huffaker and Blacksmith. If you remember the last time Tom Mintz was here in Bulldozer, a controversial penalty against Gravedigger that cost him the win. Tom was not happy about it, but he has developed a lot since then. We got a good race. Two fantastic drivers here coming to the final turn. Who's it gonna be? And it's gonna be Tom Mintz. Bulldozer has a good run in round one and he gets the win. Up next, Brian Womack and Barefoot and Brian Bartho and Wolverine. Two Brians and two World Finals champions. Wolverine, a World Finals 3 racing champion, and Brian Womack and Barefoot won here the last time out. But it looks like Wolverine has the lead, and Brian Bartho is going to get a big victory in Wolverine as the defending champ here goes out in the first round. Up next, Scott Stevens and King Crunch and Mark Hall and the Executioner. Two Dodges that went out in the first round the last time they was here. Mark Hall, as we mentioned, had some mechanical problems. The truck shut off as he was going to the final ramp. Scott Stevens broke a wheel off right in this area right here. We got a pretty good race going. King Crunch goes a little bit wide, and it's going to be Mark Hall. He has been very strong lately in Executioner, and he gets the win. Up next, Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher, and Michael Waters in Black Stallion. Two legendary trucks and drivers. I don't know if these two have faced each other before, but they are both very, very good. And we got a good race going here. Coming to the final turn. Michael Waters a little bit wild over that jump there. And that's going to give Gary Porter and the Carolina Crusher the victory. Michael Waters almost had a wild ride there in Black Stallion. Up next, Jim Kohler in Avenger and Kathy Winston in the Inferno. Jim Kohler was very new to this sport the last time he was here. He's got a ton more experience under his belt since then, but he has got a very good driver in Kathy Winston as an opponent tonight. Here they come to the final turn. Looks like Inferno has the lead. Jim Kohler goes wide, and it's going to be Kathy Winston in Inferno Jim Kohler, whoa, a little crossed up. He almost goes over and Inferno moves on. Up next, Dennis Sanderson in Gravedigger, going up against Medusa. Dennis Sanderson was a mentor to Medusa back in the day, and she vowed years ago that one day she would be right on his tail. She has got a golden opportunity today. Here they come to the final turn. Medusa has the lead. Dennis Sanderson goes wide, and Medusa gets a huge win over Gravedigger. Wow! Impressive run there. Up next, Sky Hartley and Little Tiger, and Bobby Z in the Monster Mutt, our last matchup for round one. Sky Hartley has drove many different monster trucks over his career. Bobby Z, a driver that has never been afraid to go all out in the Monster Mutt. Little Tiger a little bit crossed up, going over the ramp, and here comes Bobby Z, who is having a strong run. Monster Mutt gets the win in round one. Alright, round two, here we go. Scott Hartsock and Gunslinger, and Brian Barthel and Wolverine. Two great looking trucks and legendary drivers. Little bit of a wheel stand there for Gunslinger. They both have good first turns. Very, very nice. And we got a good race going, coming to the final turn. Scott Hartsock trying to whip it in Gunslinger. Brian Barthel goes slightly wider, and it's going to be Scott Hartsock and Gunslinger getting the win. Next up, Tom Manson Bulldozer and Mark Hall and the Executioner. Both of these had very strong first rounds. Mark Hall has really had that big Dodge Executioner dialed in lately. He has been very strong everywhere we have been. Tom Mintz has been looking good in Bulldozer. A wheel up in the air for the Executioner. Mark Hall, a little bit of trouble, and it's going to be Tom Mintz in Bulldozer as he's up on his nose, and he moves on. Up next, Gary Porter and the Carolina Crusher going up against Medusa. Two legends of the sport and two great looking trucks once again. Here they come to the first turn. Gary Porter, Medusa goes a little wide, a little trouble there. Gary Porter keeps it tight, has a good first turn, but he's a little squirrely. Medusa goes wide once again, and it's going to be Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher. Medusa was still right there, but Gary Porter gets the win. Up next, Kathy Winston in the Inferno and Bobby Z in the Monster Mutt to see who gets the last spot in the semifinals. Two great drivers and awesome looking trucks that have been strong. They both have really good first turns. We got a good race. Inferno a little bit out of shape, but she keeps it under control. We got a pretty close race here. Here they come to the line. It's close. It's very close, but the winner is Kathy Winston in Inferno. Alright, semifinals time. Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher and Scott Hartsock in Gunslinger. Two legendary drivers, Chevy versus Ford. Both of these drivers love getting victories over the opposite brand. They both have pretty decent first turns. The wheel up in the air for Gunslinger. A little bit sideways, but he keeps it under control. Gary Porter goes wide, and it's going to be Scott Hartsock. Gunslinger is going to the finals. Oh my! Gary Porter does a barrel roll. Alright, here we go. Tom Mintz in Bulldozer and Kathy Winston in the Inferno to see who is going to the finals to join Scott Hartsock and Gunslinger. Both of these drivers have been very strong. Tom Mintz a little wide in Bulldozer. We still got a good race. Tom Mintz a little bit out of shape here, trying to slide through and make up some ground. He is still out of shape. Kathy Winston, Inferno with a huge victory there. Wow. Alright, the finals are set. Kathy Winston in the Inferno and Scott Hardsock in Gunslinger. These two have been awesome all evening long. Very strong. Kathy Winston a little bit wide in the first turn. Scott Hardsock in Gunslinger. He's a little out of shape, but he's got the lead. He lost the front bumper off of the truck. And here he comes, Scott Hardsock in Gunslinger. Man, oh, wild ride. And he's still up in the air. But Scott Hardsock has done it in the Mega Power Ford Gunslinger. And he gets the victory here in St. Louis. And he's going to do a short little freestyle to celebrate. He always loves to say he stays cocked, locked, and ready to rock with that big Ford. And he definitely showed it tonight. Congratulations to the legendary Scott Hardsock and Gunslinger. And that's going to be all for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of Gunslinger's celebration. Once again, congratulations to him. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, we will see you next time with some more monster truck action. So long, everybody.